Hey kids, welcome back to Worth the Spin. I'm your host, Just Jack. Sitting here, another one of these world famous, not really world famous, but one of my, anyway, around 1 a.m. videos again. So, just sitting here going through my record collection. Yep, just kind of picking out a vinyl record to listen to. Let's see. How about this vinyl record? What? It's too small for a player. That's crazy. That'll fit on a record player. Won't fit on yours, it'll fit on mine. Let me show you. So, today I thought we'd take a look at this. This is something I got into here recently. Kind of more of a impulse buy, I guess you would say. But something I spotted, and it's like the new way right now. And I'm sure some of you have probably heard of it. Others have not. Oh, cool. They all fell on the floor. Perfect. So, this is people collect different things, of course. We all do, different stuff that we're interested in. So there's a group of people who collect miniatures. And this is not something new. This is an old hobby, but it's kind of like collecting, for you who are more in my age group, it's more like kind of collecting whatnots. You remember those? My mom used to get whatnots all the time. She had them on the shelves, and then the little display boxes with the doors you open up. And don't mess with my whatnots. Don't break them. They're very valuable and stuff like that. And, I see those things every now and then. Most of it ain't really worth anything at all. Though there are some odd ones that are worth some money. But, so this is kind of, to me, this is kind of in the same vein. Though these come more out of the toy department than, your Ben Franklin 5 and dime or something like that, where they used to buy those at Sears and stuff like that. So, but you can get these miniatures. You can get like an ice box and open it up. It's got little miniature eggs in there and little miniature lettuce and some meat and some milk and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. I've seen videos and pictures where people have like a bookshelf like that one right there, and it's just like all filled up with these things, and it's kind of cool looking. It's not something that I would spend my money on because it don't really serve a lot of purpose. I have used them because I do collect toys, not to the degree I used to, but for a while there, for a long time I was. So I would buy these little miniature things, and you pair them up with like your Ninja Turtles or Star Wars figures or whatever, and it kind of adds to the display value of the whole thing because, they're holding something and doing something a little more interactive than just standing there in a pose now. So, anyway, so they have these new ones that are out, and it first came out, and I see them like, oh, that is cool, man, I gotta have that. And then I took a look at the listing of the albums that come with it, or that you can get to go with it, and I'm like, not really much there offer for me, but doesn't mean that down the road for the next series, there won't be. But it was still cool, so I ordered the one, and then I got it, and I'm like, man, this ain't very cool, it's not the one I thought it was that I saw. And so I returned it. So I ordered another one. I had to track it down because these are the hot thing right now. I mean, these things are like, you can't get them. You can, but it takes a lot of work to get them. But if you're like me and you're up at midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, you're a lot less traffic on some of these sites, Walmart and Target and stuff like that have these kind of things. So it makes it a little bit easier to snag one when they come back in stock, which seems like anything really hot comes back in stock in the middle of the night, early morning, seems to be the way it goes. So I got the one that I wanted, and it's really cool. And my thought on it was I was going to change a lot of the record covers to Beatle covers. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I'm obviously not a computery guy, but I thought I could take the little records and make Beatle covers, and this would be a cool little display to put with like my Yellow Submarine figures or whatever, and it could have a little stereo and John and Paul around holding records or their own records and one on a little turntable thingy. So these things are kind of cool. So I wound up getting the one that I first got and I was like not crazy about and returned, and then I wound up getting it again because I had some anyway, but yeah, I got it. Brain, and so I wound up getting it, and so they come, and I don't have one to show you because I only bought one of them, and I threw the casing away. But I'm sure some of you guys have seen it, especially if you go into toy departments. So they come in this little ball, about this big, and it will say, Mini Brands. It's one of the companies that's doing Mini Brands, miniature, whatever, pets. There's pets, and there's furniture, and there's books, and there's vinyl, and there's all these other things. So next time you happen to pass through the store, just Target or something like that, if you're interested, just go into Toy Island. You'll see these things. At my Target, they've been displaying them. So they have their vinyl, little vinyl selection here, and almost directly across is like toys, and then they'll have right in the front end cap. So when you look at the vinyl records and you turn, you'll see the displays of these. And they're not just the vinyl ones, they have other ones. Right now you can't find the vinyl ones because they're being snapped up. Plus there's a recall on them. So it's a real popular item right now. And it is kind of cool. I do wish they did have some Beatle albums. Maybe later on they will. I have inquired from both companies if the Beatles may be a part of their series. Because they call them series. They'll come out with like series 1. And there'll be, 10 different little miniatures or whatever to collect. And in series 2, there's another, 15 to collect or whatever. And they come in this ball. But anyway, I contacted the companies, and I obviously haven't heard nothing back yet, and probably won't. But they come in this little round plastic ball, and you pop it open, and then inside is little envelopes. And you'll tear these envelopes open, and inside you'll find, you'll find a little vinyl record. So every little envelope has 2 records per envelope, I believe. I've only bought one so far because these things are $10 to $13 a piece. And it's a mystery thing, so you don't know what you're getting. So you're either getting something that you need, or you're getting just the same thing you've already got once or twice or 3 times already. And now you got a stack of them, and they're exactly the same. You can't really use them. So you'll get 2 records in each little packet, and you get 2 packets, and then you'll get an accessory like a little record crate to put them in, or a little stand you got to build to put them on, or for the one a little pair of speakers, because the stereo don't come with speakers initially, and headphones. There's a gold record award that people are dying to get, paying crazy money for. I like to have that, so I could kind of try to etch Beatles on it or something. That would be kind of neat. So I have like ideals for these. I'm not sure how to make those ideals happen, because I'm, like I said, not a computer guy, but it would be kind of cool to take these little vinyl records, I think, and make them into Beatle albums. So I want to show you these 2 things, and I think it relates. This video relates to the whole vinyl and music thing, because it's what it is. And though they're not real records and they don't play full songs and stuff, it's still, I think it's kind of cool, and something that maybe, especially if you're a little more tech savvy than I am, that you may be interested in getting, and then doing like I thought of doing, changing all the covers over to Beatle covers. And then if you have like the Yellow Submarine figures, or the Beatles figures from the 60s cartoon Beatle figures that McFarlane Toys did, you could put these little stereo sets next to them, and I think that would kind of add a little bling bling to your collection. That's kind of my original thought. So, so anyway, so we're going to take a look at these, because I think they're kind of cool. So first, let's get these. Sorry about that. If you know anything about my videos, you know they don't go 100% smooth. Alrighty, so I got them here, and let's take a look. I know you can't see them, because this is a surprise. It's a surprise. Alright, so there's 2 different brands of these things, and they came out at the same time. And right now there's some controversy going on over the one. So the first one, the one that I got that I like, it's called It's by a company called Zuru. It's Mini Brands, and it's vinyl. Mini Brands vinyl, and this is a little book you get with it. And that is what the. Now I'm gonna make sure I got the right one. Miniverse. Yeah, I do. This isn't the one. This isn't my favorite one. Sorry. I was just checking here. There's like, it's crazy. So there's 2 different things you got to kind of keep track of what you're doing. So this is the one that I got. Yeah, this is the one that I got that I returned initially, but then went back and repurchased lately. And God, and this is the one that you can, if you can find the player, and if you really want it, and you look, you can find it online. It just, like I said, it takes a little looking to do because it's super popular. And who knows, maybe this goofy little setup will inspire somebody to say, "Hey, I want to try a real record player and see what that's like, and real vinyl," and maybe they'll get into this crazy hobby of ours of buying up, 27 of the same record. Hey, you never know. So this is, like I said again, and this is the one currently you can get the player. If you really look for it, you can get it. It's not that hard. People are selling them for crazy money on the secondary market. And like I tell people online, if you just look, be patient, you can get it and get it for retail. I hate buying stuff more than paying more for it than you have to. Say that, yeah, I do that with records and that, but it's just part of the hobby. So anyway, so this one comes in this little setup here. Let me show you. Initially, what you get with this one, this is the Mini Brands one. This is not my favorite one. You get it on this little goofy tray here, and it comes with a little Now Playing accessory, if you can see. There you go, Now Playing, and it's got a record in there, and it comes with a little mini record player. So, and that's all you get with this. You get this record player, this goofy little stand, and that's it. That's all you get with it. So that was why at first I was like, that's not as cool. When I saw the other one, I'm like, man, that one's so much cooler. I want to get that one. And now I just wound up getting both. So it was something that was inevitable to happen anyway. So this is the little player right here. And these are like 1 1/16 scale. And the top opens on it. And it comes with a little record there. So when you buy this one, every one of these come with this Bruno Rose by Bruno Mars. Not a big fan, not familiar with them. So they come, this brand, and they come in this little fake record sleeve, and you get the front of the record sleeve, and then on the back you don't really get anything on this one. You just get the name of the performer and a song that's on this. So there's a song on this, but now the song is only like, it's like a 30-second clip. So I'm going to play a little bit of it because I think I can get away with it because I'm not even going to play the full 30-second clip. So let me set this down so I don't drop it. Again, let me scoot you over a little bit. Sorry about that. It's some crafty video shipping there. So anyway, so it comes with this little record. This is what it looks like. It has a little label, and it looks just like a little vinyl record. And of course, it's colored vinyl. I think most of them are all black. I think this is like the only colored vinyl one. This is, I think, exclusive to Walmart. That's probably why. And it's a pink. It's not a red. So, but whatever. So this in particular player, this is a USB charging one. So they're both a little different. So it's a USB charging one. So you will pick up your needle, set it on your record, and it's not a real needle and not a real vinyl record. And once you do that, you turn it on. Okay, that's enough of that. We'll find out when I get done with this and try to post this if I get slid past the copyright police or not. So there you go, and that's how that works. That's how it sounds. And every one you get the little crackling noise of the vinyl, and then it plays a little part of the song. The needle doesn't actually move, so wherever you put this little arm is where it will be and stay on the record. But the record does turn, if you just saw that. So it is kind of cool. It's neat. But yeah, when you get this, if you get this one, you get just the record player itself. This goofy little stand that looks hideous, and then the little, which is cool, but it's hard to see it, Now Playing stand for whatever record you want to put on there, which since it plays like 30 seconds of it. And I have not opened any of these up. That was already open in there, plus the other player had one record that was open. So, but that's it. Otherwise, I don't really plan on opening because 99.9% of these bands I really don't care that much about. And I'm buying the records. I'm not buying the balls at $10 to $13 a piece. That's ridiculous. I'm getting the records that I've got from the secondary market for like $2 a piece. So it's a lot cheaper that way. So instead of buying one that has 4 in it, and then you're getting all these doubles and triples and quadruples and stuff that you can't do nothing with, I'll just buy somebody else's extras off of them for a couple of bucks. They're happy with that, and they make some of their money back, and I don't have to pay full price. So one of the items you can get with this is these little record stands to put the records in, which doesn't work great, but it works. You can put them in here, and we'll do like this, just to kind of show you, because I'm going to dump it anyway. So then you put them on here just like that. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of neat. And then there's other things you get with this release that you can get. You can get these speakers, because you don't get speakers with the player. And no, it doesn't play through the speakers. The speakers are just fake, just to look at. And these are the little speakers. And it's the back of the little speakers. And they have this little button. This is kind of cool. I have this little yellow button back here. And if you push that yellow button, you can see it. I don't know if you can. The subwoofer there at the bottom goes in and out. Can't see it that well. It's kind of a stupid concept because, well, it doesn't, you got to do it with your finger. So, if it was set up to do it automatically by itself as the music plays, it might be a little cooler. So these things are, all right. I bought some used ones off of people for, like I said, for $2 a piece, because I'm not spending $10 to $13 a piece on these to get a bunch of stupid doubles I don't need. So just to kind of show you some of them I have. There's this Roden Chapel girl. You can get her. Here's a good one. Steppenwolf. And they come in a little plastic, just like you buy a real record, and the record's just in there. And then you have Peaches and Herb. That's a pretty weird one to, So they're kind of mixing like classic with new stuff. Ambassadors X. I don't know a lot of these guys. I don't know, and I don't care, and because it's not my style of music. There's Sting. Some of them, like Sting, there's Elton John. They have 2 different records in the collection, plays 2 different songs. So the reason that this in particular player has been pulled at the market, it's not the player, it's the little balls that the little records come in, has been pulled from the market at the moment. And making this in particular album is now a $50 to $70 album, and it comes on one of the little balls, and you don't know what ball, you pick it, whatever record you get, it's what you get. So this is if you look into it, this recall and all this to do over it right now is over this one in particular one. And if you can see, these are small. It's Messy, or Lola Young. And the song that plays a part of on here is Messy. And so it's being recalled. It's caused this big giant recall and causing people to charge ridiculous money. I paid $5 for this plus $5.50 shipping. And it's down currently on the market for $50 to $70 because they're recalling all these little balls with the little records so that they can hand pick this record out of there and re-release this series again for people to buy, because some mom somewhere saw it and lost her wig. So the reason that this is, and the song that they play is called Messy, so it's not even the song that everybody's complaining about on here. So there's one song, and I won't say it because I don't know, YouTube might get upset, I don't know. So anyway, there's one song on here that everybody's flipped their wig over, and I'll just leave that there. It's the track listing, and I'll let you decide if you can figure out what song that is. So yep, it's that song there. So that, just that being on the back of here is the whole reason everything is they're being recalled, and there's this big to do. So yeah, if you happen to see these in the store and buy one and find this record in there, you're spending $10, $13 for it, and you can probably make $50 to $70 for this thing. And they're kind of guessing this is going to go up to even more, because it's one of those things now for people to finish their collections. It's hard to do because you just get random, you get these random records and you got to pick out of those. Whatever you get is what you get. So that's causing this thing to go sky high now. And so it didn't do them any good to have a recall and pull it out of there because people are still buying it. This is kind of stupid, but whatever. So that's that brand. So the one that I think is really cool. I lost my paper here in between all the records that spill on the floor. You know what I always say? If I don't put them up now, they're going to dump on the floor. So the brand that I got is called Mini-Verse. It's a different brand, different people make it. And this is it. This is the one that I wanted because I thought it was really cool and more worth the value of my money. And this is kind of gives you a little show here of what records and songs that you can get for this in particular player. The black checked ones are ones I have. So, and it says here there's 50 plus to collect in this, but they're not releasing all 50 at one time. This is series 1 and 5. So they want to do different series down the road. And then again, you get little things, extra things you can get in there too, is these record crates, which are really cool. Little mini record crate. I think those are way cool. I have 4 of those that I bought off somebody. And you get these little plastic sleeves, like protector sleeves you can put on records. They come with a keychain so you can hang them all stuff if you want. Or you can take the keychain off and then it's just like putting a plastic protector on a record that you do when you buy it. Or you could do like me, if you're really not into most of these bands, which I'm not, you could just leave them in the plastic because it's more just for show. And, if I'm going to get the player, I got to have some of the records to go with it to display it, or it just, doesn't look as cool. So anyway, this is my setup for this brand, Mini-Verse. And this is the one I thought was cool. And when you buy this one, which is around the same price as the other one, $23, not only do you get the turntable, try not to dump the records out, not only do you get the turntable, which I have it taped down so it doesn't just fall on the floor. It looks more like a real turntable. You get speakers with it. You can get this cabinet with it. This little simulated wood cabinet. And then when you can get these crates, which are separate, then they fit it, little crates, fill them with records, and they fit in the bottom just like that. And I think it's kind of cool. So I'll give you an example of this one. So this came with a record. You get one free record with this one too. This one came with Beethoven Symphony Number 5 Remix. That's the one you get with this one. And we're going to try a little bit of this. So again, this one, you take it out, and same thing, black record. And the only real difference is they aren't interchangeable, so you can't buy one player and then you get the records for both and do it. So there is a size different in the records. So the Mini-Verse that I like better is smaller, and the mini brands that I don't like as much is bigger records. The Mini-Verse just comes in just the regular. You get the sleeve, the record's in there. There's no inner sleeve. These, if you open, which I'm not going to open, if you open, have a little inner sleeve. You pull out the little inner sleeve, and then there's the record. So it's kind of cool. So let's put old Beatty on here and see what he sounds like. This is the same thing. You get these other crates out so they don't fall on the floor, and we have records everywhere again. So you put it on the little turntable, and you turn the little, there you go. Alright, that's enough of that. In case you're counting seconds. And there you go. So it's kind of cool, and but they're like 30-second clips. I think this brand here that I like, just because I like that you get all this stuff with the player, is the reason I like it. They're like 30-second clips, whereas the other one, which is the one I don't like because it's a cheapy one, just comes on this horrible looking yellow stand with just the player itself, and the now playing stand. Are like 24 seconds, so you don't get the full song, and yeah, it's kind of goofy, but I think it's kind of cool, and I just thought this would be cool sitting next to my Beatles, which I haven't done yet because I have to figure out space. It's always about space with my collections, And you can just take the little record crates as you fill them and slide them right inside there. So I think that's pretty cool. I got them separated. So these two crates are stuff that I could give 2 hublas about. Hubla is a word because it's in the dictionary. It's in my dictionary. I wrote it in there, so it makes it a word. This is the one that has the few records I've got so far that I do care for. And the ones I have for this are 2 different Elton Johns and a Def Leppard. If I can, here. So we'll just do it. There you go. I'm trying to remember what songs on what. I really don't even know. There's that one. And like I said, you only get one song. You get a 30-second clip of it. Def Leppard's Pour Some Sugar on Me. It says so on the back. And yeah, there's another Def Leppard from Pyromania. I'm not sure what song it plays. But yeah, so there's that. So I think they're kind of cool. It's a gimmicky thing, but there's a lot that is gimmicky. And we buy a lot of Beatles stuff too that's kind of gimmicky, so what's it matter? So it's kind of cool. And I think it qualifies to be on my channel being advertised because it's a vinyl, thing. So is it worth the spend? It is. I mean, it's kind of cool, especially I think if you get this one because you get the simulated cabinet and the speakers with the record player. And the record player to me looks more realistic, more like a turntable you would own. This looks more like kind of the old box things that are mono only, and this is the speaker right here is supposed to be the speaker. So it's the old style where everything comes out just out the front of it. And then, you have to find these in the little separate eggs separately to add to make it look cooler. So there you go. That's that. Yeah, it's kind of a goofy thing, and most of you are probably going, I'm not spending any money on it. That's stupid. And you may be right, but you may be wrong. So this, there's another little the accessories you can get if you buy the eggs. Like I said, I'm trying to buy this stuff for a couple of bucks a piece off of people who have too much. You get headphones that goes with it, another little record stand that displays one in particular record, and that's all you get with this one. So there's a lot of buying them and getting. If you spend $10 to $13 a piece on these, you're pretty much going to line up with a bunch of stuff that you've already got. So we have some of the stuff that's on here, so you have a better idea of the records. There's the Mamas and the Papas, California Dreamin', Trorg's Wild Thing, Sting, Message in a Bottle, and there's also If I Ever Lose My Faith in You. There's 2 separate little records. Steppenwolf, Born to Be Wild, Herbs and Oats, or Peaches and Herb, whatever, some fruity things. Shake Your Groove Thing. Shake your groove thing, baby, shake it. I hear that on a loudspeaker on work sometimes way too much. Walking on the Sun, Smash Mouth. Fall Out Boy, Sugar, We're Going Down. See, I don't listen to these bands. I don't know this stuff. Katy Perry. Ambassador X. The Lola Young thing that's burning the world up right now. Young Blood. What do you got? Commodores, which is a cool one. It's Brick House. Leonard Skinner, Sweet Home Alabama, Kiss, Rock and Roll All Night. Those are the cooler ones. We'll just kind of look at what I think is the cooler ones. You have Sting, Every Breath You Take, Jackson 5, ABC, Neil Diamond, Sweet Caroline, Bum Bum Bum. Boy, people have worn that out, haven't they? So yeah, so there's just some of the ones you can get. And the other one has different artists and different songs totally. So if you like certain other bands, you have to buy it. There's Amy Winehouse, there's the Beach Boys, they each get 2 each. Britney Spears gets 3. Why? I don't know. TLC, Blink 182, Bob Marley gets a couple. Def Leppard gets 2. Elton John gets 2. Imagine Dragons, whoever they are. I think of Game of Thorns when I think of that. Public Enemy gets a couple. And that's that for that one. So yeah, nothing super exciting. It is cool. I'm hoping they do some Beatles down the road. That would be really neat. But it's an expensive licensing thing there. So probably costs these guys a lot more money than they got to spend on that. Especially when they're spending all this money on these new guys. But yeah, anyway. So if you do collect these things, this is the one if you happen to get. This is the one that has caused the recall and is a $50 to $70 record at the moment. And again, it's like 30 seconds of a song that's on here that doesn't apply. It's not an it's not an offensive song. And the only thing offensive about this is the one song on the back. And I'm sure you could tell what song it is. So just because of that, it has become to be a $50 to $70 vinyl record. Ooh. Put that in Discogs, see what it brings up. That's a good idea. I heard you can scan some of these, the barcodes on the back, and the barcodes on the back are so realistic that they will come up on Discogs as being the actual record. So I might go try that. That's kind of interesting. I think I'll go try that just for fun. I've got, several hours before I go to work yet. I got to do something. Alrighty, so there you go. Thanks for joining me. This was kind of offbeat, off track kind of episode, I admit. But I thought it was worth talking about because it's burning up the collector community at the moment. These things, and they are kind of cool. And I think if you have the computer whiz that I don't, and could make little Beatles covers, and put those Beatles covers on there, and like tape them on there, then you would have a bunch of little miniature Beatle records, and you could have this display with your Beatle figures. That was my thinking. So far, I've not found anything that will print the covers for me in the detail I need that small. But I don't know. I don't do Photoshop and stuff. I don't even have a computer. So it's a little difficult for me. But if I can figure it out, I'll let you know. We'll see how that looks. I think it would be really cool to do that. Turn those into Beatles covers. And then it'd be like the Beatles collection, It'd be pretty cool. I think it'd be cool. Anyway, that's the episode I got for you. I hope you enjoyed this one. Hey, the next one, maybe not the next one, but one coming up here soon. It's given an idea by one of my subscribers. So we talked about the Paul is Dead thing. And he sent a whole list, and if you look in the comments, of questions, and those are valid questions. And instead of going through and answering those questions in the comments, because it's pretty long, I thought, you know what, it's not a bad idea. Why don't I do another video and we could debunk the whole Paul is dead thing, and we'll look at all the clues that say he's dead, and then we can debunk those clues if they're real or if they're fake, and some of the other things that were rumored if you go deep enough into the rabbit hole, which I have done before. If you go deep enough into the rabbit hole to talk about like Maxwell. There's Maxwell Silver Hammer on Abbey Road, and I was supposed to be calling this guy Maxwell out that I talked about, who goes around and makes sure the Beatles don't tell anybody that Paul's actually dead. So the whole thing's just goofy, but it's goofy funny. So let's dive down in that rabbit hole again. I got to get it together. There's going to be some research on this one. I don't usually research stuff. I usually go off of what's left of this to make my shows, because I like doing it that way. Yeah, so I'm going to do some research on it so I have actual facts of trying to debunk some of this Paul's dead stuff, and then we'll take a look at that. That'd be a really interesting show, I think. So thanks for that idea. I appreciate it, and I am working on it. It's just going to take me a little bit to get it together because I want it to be very factual. So there you go. That's it. Thanks for joining me. Hope you liked this video. If you did, thumbs up. Yeah, maybe subscribe, and you'll know when I have more new content. Say like the Paul is dead video, debunking it. That'll be an interesting, I think. And otherwise, yeah, that's it. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate everybody. Believe me, I do. I appreciate everybody who subscribes to this channel and everybody who watches this, and especially if you're watching all the way to the end. And that's pretty cool. So you must be enjoying it, I hope, because you keep coming back to watch it. So, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time. Till then, we close like we always do. Sprinkle a little love out there because the world needs love. Lots and lots of love. And it makes you feel good to spread a little love, I think. It does me. A little warmth there. And if you can, if you don't mind, if you have the ability, do one kind thing for somebody today. Don't have to be in a financial sense at all. Sometimes just that kind word goes a long, long way. You did a good job. You've done a great job today. I appreciate you. Anything like that. And yeah, it's, people always appreciate it. It makes them feel good. And it's about making people feel good because we all want to feel good. Why wouldn't we want to feel bad? I don't know. So there you go. That's all I got for you this time. Appreciate it. There'll be another video coming up here not too soon. I'll be working on it. Tomorrow's my day off, so I'll be back in the regular studio. And we'll be working on that. And we'll have some new stuff that I have found. Some new albums and stuff I found. And I've got one that's coming in the mail. It's not super exciting, but it's cool to me. Helps me complete my George Harrison 45 collection. So it's exciting to me. So we'll have that. Not sure when that's coming. I'll have to check the tracking. Maybe I'll wait and make that video when it comes so I can do them all together. We'll see. Other than that, that's all I got for you. This has gone way too long, and I'm not going to redo it because, I don't know, at 2 in the morning I've got something to do. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And you guys have a fantastic doodly day out there. Whoever you listen to it on vinyl. I think it sounds better. See y'all later.